What is going on, everyone? Anthony here, and welcome back to another video here on Let's Talk Resident Evil. Talking about the GameCube ports. Yes, the ports for the GameCube for Resident Evil are pretty expensive, but particular ones are expensive over others. So, for example, we have Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil Remake, and of course, Resident Evil 4. These three ports are pretty reasonably priced, right? So there's more GameCube releases than this, but these are the ones that you can find not too expensive. You know, they've kind of, stayed around the same price as of recent years. They might have gone up a little bit, but rest assured you can find them for a reasonable price. One thing that can be a little expensive is the Resident Evil 4 preview disc. This I actually found at a Tunes record store for, I think, $6 or $7, so I got lucky because I didn't know what they had. But granted, this was back in 2014, so it's over 10 years ago that I found this specific edition, which of course has the demo for Resident Evil 4 as well as the previews for the GameCube versions of these games. So this has Resident Evil Code Veronica X, RE3, RE2, Remake in 0, and of course RE4 as a playable demo. I did a video just talking about the trial version disc, so if you want to see that, that also is on the channel. But these next three for GameCube actually go for a lot of money, and they're harder to find than RE0, Remake, RE4, that kind of thing. First up is Resident Evil Code Veronica on the GameCube. The American port sold has gone for $180. I see one sold here for about $224, $180, $189. You always got to check the sold listings on eBay. That's how you actually check to see what these things sell for. And complete in box, of course, this has the two discs in here. It's got the card in the back as well, because I know people want to have it all complete here. This, again, is not as common to come across. But it is, in fact, a pretty good port. It looks a lot better than the muddied PS2 Code Veronica X version. It does look a lot more cleaned up and polished. The GameCube is just a fantastic console all the way around. But I actually got this from Perry back in the day for, I think, 25 or 30 bucks, because back then that's how it was selling it. He bought it for that price, and he sold it to me for that price. So he got it in really good shape, so shout out to him. That was back in 2010. So back on the channel in 2010, when I was doing collection updates at the start, you could see the difference in some of these prices. I mean, I have a whole playlist going back 14 years of me doing collection updates, and I always let people know what I bought these things for back then when I did the video, and it's incredible to go back and hear what I said with some of the prices, because they've doubled or tripled in some of these cases. But Resident Evil Code Veronica X, this is a port that you must have in your GameCube collection, considering it is one of the most rare for the GameCube lineup. So we can't forget these two right here, starting off with Resident Evil 2. Now, this for GameCube, I think I got on Amazon sealed. Sealed. Now, of course, it's open because, you know, I wanted to play it back then. In 2009, I got this sealed on Amazon for, I think, 30 to 40 bucks. I'm kicking myself now because I should have grabbed a second one and kept it sealed, because it would have been a lot more money that I would have had sitting here. But still, $100 sold on eBay, give or take. I mean, I'm seeing a couple here, a lot for $90, $99, $110, $109. One sold here with a sticker from GameStop, $77, so you can get lucky with that if you don't mind getting the stickers off, or maybe you have a replacement GameCube case. So there's ways you can kind of finagle that price. I see one for $85. Sometimes it's luck of the bid, luck of the draw, what you can offer on eBay. But Resident Evil 2, this is a great addition. This has the Extreme Battle Mode as well. It's got the disc in there. This is still in mint condition, considering I opened it from the seal and I've just kept it in my collection. This is actually in pretty near mint condition. And Resident Evil 2, what can I say? I mean, the graphics, I think compare it to the Dreamcast version, they look a little bit better. This doesn't have the Nightmare mode or anything like that the Dreamcast version had. You get the Extreme Battle mode, you get Rookie mode, all that stuff, but it just doesn't have the Nightmare mode. And I think the Dreamcast version looks a little bit better. On 2 and 3, you know, they look more closer to the PS1 graphics, if anything, where Dreamcast kind of emulates the PC graphics if you compare them side by side. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 on GameCube, another very rare port compared to Remake, 0, and RE4. So there you go. RE2, if you find this out in the wild, you are lucky, because it's hard to find some of these just out and about at game shops. Sometimes you see them. Again, it's something you would see behind the counter. You got to get lucky to grab it before other fans do, because people hunt for stuff like this. Resident Evil, Silent Hill, stuff that does go for a lot more money than they did even 10 years ago. And last but certainly not least, I have Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, my favorite game of all time. And back when GameStop was still selling GameCube games, this was still $40. I bought this for $40, which was expensive back then for a game that you might already own. So my dad is kind of like, he's like, you already own this, why do you want it? And I was like, I don't know, it's for GameCube. Yeah, like I want to play. I just wanted to play this on everything, right? It was like when I found out that there was other versions of the games, I got curious. So this had to have been 2004, 2005, right around there. And of course, I wanted my GameCube collection, so I had to get RE3. And this still sells for $85, $90 I'm seeing here sold. One did sell for $100 even. So not too bad. I think RE2 and 3 hover around the same price, with Code Veronica being the more expensive one. Another interesting fun fact about this GameCube version is it actually doesn't have the costume select like the Dreamcast version. The PC and the Dreamcast version are pretty much identical, where you can actually select all the special outfits from the beginning without having to unlock them, and you can actually play the mercenaries without finishing the game. It's just available from the start. This, on the other hand, you don't have options to select any outfits. There is no mercenaries. You have to beat it and earn it, just like the PS1 version. Some people would say one is better than the other. As far as graphics, the Dreamcast still takes the cake, but this GameCube version is still a must-own to have in your Resident Evil collection. So that's about it for this video. I just wanted to take a trip down memory lane and talk about a lot better of a time in the gaming industry that is the GameCube, PS2, Xbox, even Dreamcast is thrown in there. Such a special time that we'll never get back, but we can reminisce on the good days. And for sure, with the GameCube era of Resident Evil, it definitely was a special time for Resident Evil. Between Remake, 0, and 4, with all the other sequels they put in the middle of those releases. Like I said, 2003 is when we saw a lot of these ports, RE2 and 3, Code Veronica, just to get fans caught up with the story for Resident Evil 4. So very special time, very nostalgic, and I just wanted to take a look back on that era on this video. So hopefully you enjoy more videos like this. I want to do more deep dives into my collection, kind of talk about the history of stuff that I've gotten over the years, because there is a lot, and we can continue with more videos like this. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Let's Talk Resident Evil.